What happens when the person you love most is fighting for their lives and you pray over and over again for God to heal them? You believe, you cry out, you hold on to hope. I know that place because I've been there. My wife was battling cancer, and I prayed for her so many times to be completely healed. Not once, not casually, but with everything, everything in me. She prayed too. She believed. She asked God for healing, but it didn't happen the way we expected it. And that kind of moment forces you to face a question you can't avoid. What is my faith really in? What is my faith really in? Because it's easy to say, I believe in God when things are going the way we hope. But what about when they don't? What about when the miracle you're asking for doesn't come? Do you still believe? Towards the end of her life, something changed. My wife didn't grow bitter. She didn't turn away from God. She surrendered completely. And I remember her telling me more than once, I love you, but love God first. And I told her, I understand. I wouldn't have it any other way. That's not normal love. That's faith. That's a heart that understands something deeper, that God is still worthy, even when the outcome is not what we wanted. It reminds me of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They stood before the fire and said, our God can deliver us. But then they said something even more powerful. They said, but even if he doesn't, we will not bow. That's the kind of faith my wife lived out. Not just believing God can, but trusting him even if he doesn't. Even Jesus prayed, Father, if it's possible, let this cup pass from me. But then he said, not my will, but yours be done. That's what surrender looks like. And I saw that in her. So now I ask you, if God doesn't answer your prayer the way you hoped, will you still trust him? If the healing doesn't come, will you still believe he is good? Because real faith is not built on outcomes, it's built on who God is. Hebrews 11 tells us that faith is the assurance of what we hope for and the conviction of what we cannot see. And later in that same chapter, it says something that can be hard to accept. It says that there were people who had great faith and still did not receive what was promised in their lifetime. Yet God still called them faithful. So what does that mean for us? It means faith is not about getting the results we want. It's about trusting God, even when we don't understand the results we got. My wife's story didn't end the way I prayed for, but her faith, her surrender, her love for God, that is the testimony I will carry with me for the rest of my life. So I leave you with this. Can you truly say, God, I know you can, but even if you don't, I still trust you? Because that is real faith.